Welcome to Wilson Audio Extras. Today we're looking at an Audiovox Rampage amplifier. 1997 Car Audio and Electronics Directory shows this model. Second one down, amp 591, $200. We actually have the amp 591A. I'm not sure what the difference is. The A must be awesome. So let's unbox it. This thing is brand new from, again, the late 90s, either 97 or 98. In the box, you get the little fork connectors and some screws to mount the amp. You get the high-level input for speaker-level inputs to the amplifier. And then you get a free mirror, shiny reflection, chrome-plated panel there on the front of the amp, and 300 watts. Yeah, we're going to check that for sure. Here is the overall look of the amplifier. It looks kind of clean. I don't know, that little triangular chrome thing on the front is not too appealing. And 300 watts, you know what happens when they put stuff like this on the amp. It is a max rating MOSFET circuitry, bridgeable. Yeah, all the stuff that you would kind of expect from an amplifier, even a cheaper one like this one from Audiovox. On the one side of the amp here, you can see we have power terminals screw down for ground, remote, and battery, a 20 amp ATC style fuse. Then we have dual speaker outputs. This is a stereo amplifier, and those are through the screw down terminals as well. And you can bridge the amp with the left positive and right negative connections. The amp seems to have like a sports car look. If you look at the front, it looks kind of slanted, all that cool stuff. On the opposite side, we have a high level input. We have low level RCA inputs, gain control, 0.2 to 2 volts. Then we have a bass boost. That's right, boost your bass 50 hertz, 10 dB. There's also a switch for crossover high pass, full, or low pass, and as well as low pass filter 120 hertz to 800, low pass filter 120 hertz down to 30 hertz. There's also power and protect LEDs at the right on the top. The amp is somewhat compact for an amp from 1998 that boosts 300 watts. 10.75 inches on the long side, 9.1 inches on the width, 2.2 inches on the height. Millimeter equivalents are there as well. As far as the ratings go, you can see here on the spec sheet, 150 by 2 max, 300 by 1 max. It says stereo operation 100 RMS times 2, mono 200 RMS times 1. No voltage or ohm load specified at those particular output ratings. Now before we get to the inside of the amp, we're going to tease you a little bit. Psych! Let's hook it up to the SMD, Demore Engineering 81 amplifier dyno. Those who haven't seen these tests before, you're going to look for a few things. The RMS power output is on the left in watts. Ohm load is in the middle. Voltage is on the right. And we're also going to show the clamp meter and give you the efficiency of the amplifier. Now let's power it up. There you see the green light. We love green lights on amplifiers because that green means good. Hook it up stereo using 12 gauge OFC wire to the dyno. These tests are at 1 kilohertz, 4 ohm stereo first. We don't know what it's rated because the 100 by 2 may be at 2 ohms. So here we go, certified 50 and 48 right at 14.42. Uncertified test takes us up to the clipping point. We generally expect a little bit more. Out of this one, exactly the same, 50 and 48. So let's try the dynamic test, which sends a pulse tone into the amp. This is IHF 202 standard test, and this amp does not have really any dynamic reserve at all. 50 and 53. Efficiency 68.6%. This is a old school class AB amp, so we don't really expect anything better than that. Let's reset the dyno to the 2 ohm stereo test. We think it's rated 100 by 2 RMS at this load. Certified, we get 73 and 69. That's to 1% total harmonic distortion, so quite a bit shy of that 100 watts. Let's see if we can get there uncertified. And nope, 74 and 69. What about dynamic? As before, this amp really does not have any dynamic power, as you can see. Pretty much stable across all 3 tests. And efficiency dropped quite a bit, 51.1%. Again, Class AB architecture of this amp really kind of hurting us there. Bridge test, 40 hertz. Let's try 4 ohms mono. Rated 200 watts RMS or 300 max. Certified test first to 1% distortion. 124 watts at 14.4. So even their RMS numbers are off. We're 60 watts off. That's a big number when you're only talking 200 watts. Uncertified, we got 133 at 14.32. Let's try that dynamic test at 40 hertz. Pulse track being sent into the amp. And as we've seen with all the other tests, not much dynamics here. 139 at 14.41. Efficiency dropped even more, 45.3%. You guys have told me before you generally like to see the results in a page like this, so here are all the results you can see. Yeah, did not even meet its RMS power numbers. Too bad. Well, let's hook it up to some speakers. Full range, see how it sounds with the ELACs. Time to try some Smoke Jacket Blues. We're going to demonstrate why not to use bass boost. Ready? Here goes bass boost. This 10 dB boost at 50 hertz really muddied up the sound. It sounded horrible. I would not recommend using this. Bass boost off. Much better. Overall, the amp sounded decent without the bass boost on. Let's open the amp up, check out what's inside. Take off 4 screws off the bottom here, pull this bottom plate off, and here you go. It is definitely not empty. We got some components in here, so that's good to see. 35 volt, 1000 microfarad on the rail side. Filtering for the power supply, 25 volt, 1000 microfarad. And there you go. You can see the layout. I did take off the clamps to the transistors so we can get a closer look. Power supply section uses the RFZ 44Ns, which are used in a lot of these old school Class ABs. Then we have the complementary bipolar transistors on the outputs. This amp overall looks decent. I mean, it looks like a typical Korean 90's amplifier. So not too bad. Just didn't do its rated power. 300 watts in your dreams. We didn't even get 200 watts.
This is not a Mickey Mouse program.
But overall, very nice to see one of these. Very fun to do these kind of tests. I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoy videos like this showing kind of rare, kind of weird old school amps. Till next time, Big D, I'm out of here.
Thing sounds pretty good. You know how them sound waves go?
Let's see if this Audiovox will do 2 ohms. Dynamic burst, 40 hertz. I think it went into protect and came back out. 164, 14.36. Here's the dynamic run at 2 ohms mono. Yep, protect and out of protect.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave.